This is the bead thing, making your own markers. I have lots and lots of them. I have beads set aside that I like that'll make good markers. Some of them will make sets of markers. Lots of beads. So here's the 411. In my post I said you're going to find beads that have a plastic coating and they're going to melt. Can you see how that happened? When I melted the leader to bind it, on the plus side it's all one unit. The leader isn't going to slide out and make a sloppy. And this is the size I use when I'm knitting really big stuff on my custom needles. So those are real handy. But watch for that. Watch for the plastic coating on the bead. You can stack them. If you stack them, make sure everything fits really tight so you don't have beads sliding up and down. This I have a lot of these. These are one of my favorites. You can make really pretty stuff like this flower. I have a bunch of different flowers. Some have little round flat things in the center. Makes it pretty nice. You can put beads together like this. I use this for marking a spot in knitting because you can slip this out through the knit stitches later, and I have a variety of sizes of those. I make little tiny, these are when I'm doing my, when I'm knitting socks on really small yarn, and it ties the needles together. Do you see that? How it's tying the needle together? That makes it really handy. It's kind of hard to find the right bead. You can make really pretty ones that do dangly stuff. So let me show you how I do it. Oh, one more thing before we get started on that. If you have a bead that has this white chalk stuff in the center, that if you poke that stuff comes out. So bear in mind, if you don't use something that will fit on the end of the leader and guarantee a hold, your leader is eventually going to work through that chalk and pull out. So bear in mind that's a problem. In my post I said some beads have a sort of a sunken area at one end. You can melt the leader into. That shows you that. These beads are really nice beads. You see how they're loose on there? But there's the bead that fastens it all together, and that works really well. Okay, so let me show you what I do. This is just a tea light. I'm going to use it today instead of a lighter. I think that'll be a little safer because I'm not working in my normal work area. And I am short on a pair of scissors. I will be right back. Okay, scissors equipped. Thread your leader through the bead. Make your loop and thread it back. Some of the ones I've used, this fits really, really tightly, and that is actually better than too sloppy. Too sloppy, you have to make the melted plastic end of the bead big enough to consolidate the whole thing. So you're going to trim that. And you can prep a whole bunch of these at once, get them all ready so that you don't have to have a fire going all the time. There's my tea light going, and using a tea light's easy. If you get it close, do you see the plastic's melting but I'm not burning it? If you get it close and you melt the plastic, just be patient. It'll melt into a ball right on the end. See that? And it's done. That's really and truly all there is to it. And you just set it aside and make yourself another one. I use 2 different weights of leader. This is a 10-pound test, and this one is a 40-pound test. Don't use the Kevlar line. the Kevlar line turns to ash. It only partially melts. It turns to ash, and it doesn't make a good leader end on that. So I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, let me know.